Hi, welcome to our recording for the Addiction Counseling Diploma program at Northern Lakes College. So thanks for dropping by and listening. I'm the coordinator of the Addiction Counseling Diploma program here at Northern Lakes College. So for the next 10 minutes, I'm going to tell you a little bit about our college as well as a bit of an overview about this particular program, as well as talk a little bit more in depth about the delivery of our program. So a lot to cover. So I'm just going to get started really quickly. Lots of our information is on our college website. So if you go to our Northern Lakes College website, find the addiction counseling program, there'll be lots of information there for you. And we do have certain criteria in terms of applying to our program. And we can apply right online, but we ask that you provide all post-secondary transcripts with the application. And that's because there's an English equivalency criteria for our program. We do work on a first come, first serve basis. We are a popular program, which means that if you're interested in our program, then we certainly want you to apply sooner than later so that you're not disappointed and don't get a seat in our program. So I want to talk a little bit, kind of a big overview in terms of our diploma program. It is a 2-year program if you take it full time. We really do take a holistic approach with our learners that includes a belief in this interconnection in terms of mind, body, spirit, and emotion. And so what that really means is beside all the great academics that you're going to learn, there's a lot of reflection in our courses throughout the 2 years of the program. And will really be challenging students in terms of their belief systems and their comfort level around some of the things that they're learning in our program. So some of the academics, you're going to learn about counseling skills and different theories, assessment processes, how to work with individuals, groups, families in the community, and different topics. Graduates of our program work with communities and organizations that provide counseling to a variety of different individuals, groups, families, such as we find our graduates find employment with drug and alcohol, solvent abuse programs, facilitating programs, doing group work, working individually with clients, that sort of thing. So I'll talk a bit about how the program's delivered, some specifics around that. We do offer our program to students anywhere in the province of Alberta. So we have students, because we are an online program, we have students coming from all across the province, and we're a blended learning model of delivery. So what that means is you'll be attending class through your computer online from the comfort of your home, which is lovely. But there are 2 practicums in the 2-year program, and those are in person, face-to-face. So that's why we call it a blended learning model. Because we are an online program, we ask that students that apply have at least some basic knowledge of computer skills, as well as we require people to have high-speed internet. So even though it's online, that might sound scary to some people, we do provide technology training to all our students before they even start the program. So a little bit about our program overview. It can be taken full-time or part-time. So if it's taken full-time, it would take 2 years. And part-time, of course, depends on how many courses that you take. You have up to, I believe it's 5 years to complete the program. It really is set up quite nicely for those adult learners that are potentially working full time. We're all juggling, lives and careers and families and things like that. And I'll talk a little bit more about that flexibility in just a minute. The program consists of 12 university studies courses. Those are things like English, psychology, sociology, and it has 8 addiction counseling core courses plus 2 field practicums. So, just a quick note about the difference between the university transfer courses and the addiction courses. The university transfer courses, they have live scheduled classes, but attendance is not mandatory. So for those students that are in the university studies courses, they can choose to attend the class. We encourage that, but they don't need to, meaning they could just listen to class recordings because all of those classes are recorded. The addiction courses, they do carry mandatory attendance. So that means even though online, you're still expected to be there for each and every class. So what gets a little confusing now is those addiction classes that I just said are mandatory. Half of them are what we call asynchronous, meaning there's no actual class to it. And so students work independently without a class. So they have an instructor attached to it, they have assignments, it's just there's no live class. So you end up with synchronous in terms of mandatory attendance at classes, typically 1 class per term, which is a 3-hour class that's mandatory to attend, and those are in the evening. So it might sound a little confusing right now, but the program is really set up to be flexible, offering asynchronous classes, offering classes that you can just listen to class recordings, and classes that you need to be there are in the evenings. And so if you're working full time, it works quite nicely to take our program, and we have a lot of students that do work full time. However, another important part of the program is the practicum or the field placement. So there's 2 practicums in the 2 years. One is in the spring in year 1. The other one is in the spring in year 2. It's 240 hours. They're in person and they're full time. So what that means is you're not able to work during the 2 spring sessions, because what that means is for 240 hours in the spring, you'll be going into an agency Monday through Friday full time. And so the courses are set up quite nicely and flexible that way. However, the practicums are a block practicum and set up as full time. The practicums are exciting for students because it's a way that our learners have the opportunity to apply the knowledge and the skills that they're learning in their courses in a setting under the supervision of an agency. So again, students are not able to work during the 2 practicum courses, one of them in year 1, one of them in year 2. I just put a slide up, program costs, just to remind myself to tell you that the costs of all the classes are on the college website. And I think all the fees and everything, it's all broken down per class, because we do find a lot of our students, I'd say it's 50-50 in terms of part-time and full-time. So the costs are there for you to kind of figure out based on how many courses that you would want to take. So why choose Northern Lakes College? Well, I think our program is good. So if you are interested in working in the addictions field, if you're compassionate about the field of addictions, then this diploma program is quite robust. We understand the need for flexibility with our students, our adult learners, to balance work and home and school. So that's why we offer the flexibility within our program. Quite a high ratio of student to instructor time. The quality of the education, like I said, it's a very robust program. It's affordable tuition. And again, it's that blend of the core academic theory and courses, as well as the practical knowledge, as well as the opportunity to go into field practicums. So here's just a little bit of a list in terms of the type of jobs that are available after graduating. So our graduates find jobs in treatment centers and criminal justice places, schools, group home settings, mental health support workers. So lots of different places. You may have heard my timer, meaning I need to wrap up. But just to mention some of the services that we have at the college, we have counseling services, we have scholarships, we have tutors that are free. We have an elders in residence program. We have multi-faith programs. We have student wellness, does some really cool things for students. So, for instance, they have online yoga and meditation. They right now, I think they're doing a walking challenge with students. They do workshops on nutrition, and so all sorts of different programs and workshops and lots of stuff for our students. So lots of support, I think, at our college. So what questions are you left with? So this is a recording, so I can't ask questions, but I would encourage you, if you do have questions about our program, a couple of ways that you can get those questions answered. We are having an open house, so I'll be there with one of my colleagues. So we're doing a question and answer slot. So you can certainly drop in with any of your questions or to hear more about the program. Lots and lots of good information on our college website. And so you just go to the Northern Lakes College website, or you can certainly phone the main line and just ask to speak with either student admissions with the addiction counseling, or ask to speak to the coordinator if you have more questions. So that is the end of my PowerPoint. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I hope to see you at our open house.